remember what I said was I was going to tell the team it's time, right? Oh, it's time. But if you came and watched us practice, when they stepped on the field in the spring for whether it was rookie minicamp, voluntary minicamp, mandatory minicamp, or OTAs, it was time. I mean, they practiced their rear ends off, so I don't expect anything different come today.
We know where you left off with the quarterback issue. Where are we now? You just pick up alternating at this point?
Yeah, nothing's really changed. We anticipate alternating. First of all 4 quarterbacks are going to compete. They all won't get equal reps. Obviously, we will alternate just like we did in the spring with Deshaun and Shedeur with the ones.
Do you have a timeline on when you want to name a quarterback one, and how do you plan on getting up reps for the season?
The easiest way for me to say that, and it still won't stop you from asking, not you particularly, but everybody in general, is the first game. And we're going to have a starter the first game, right? I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to decide who the starter is. They decide by their play. Their play decides who the starter is. I don't have any preconceived notions of how they played in the past or how they're going to play. I only can, with my eyes, judge. And guys got to play well around them. I think we've shored up some things up front. We've added some weapons on the perimeter, so I think that's going to help. But they'll decide who plays. I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays.
Do you mean first game of the season or first game of preseason?
First game of the season. No, we're going to play in the preseason.
Right off the bat, the Chicago game, you'll play starters?
We're going to play in the preseason. I won't back myself into a corner. Right now, I plan on playing the starters, but I plan on playing our guys. We got to see what we got, right? Especially quarterback.
All the way back to the owners' meetings, the practice, you noted that you would not be able to do equal reps, obviously, for these guys. So, in terms of the reps, will you sort of start to maybe trend towards your presumptive starter? All of a sudden, look out there and start to see one guy maybe taking more first-team reps?
It's possible, but I don't decide that. The players will decide that. As you start to see, as the camp goes, and you start to see less rotation, you start to see individual players at every position get more reps with the one, it's a pretty good sign they're a one.
Todd, do you anticipate Malik Collins being cleared at all in training camp?
Too early to say, but he looks great. I mean, watching him outside, he's done an unbelievable job this offseason with his rehabilitation, being down in Houston with his family. But the first day we had the young guys here, we were out there, I thought he was ready then. I won't speak for him. I won't speak for our medical staff. But I do anticipate, if we don't have any setbacks, that at some point we'll have him.
Will anybody be limited from an injury perspective today to start camp?
I don't see it unless something happens between now and another half hour. I don't anticipate anybody else being limited.
When you say all 4 quarterbacks are going to compete, we've been viewing this, of course, as a two-way competition between Shedeur and Deshaun. So when you say all 4 quarterbacks will compete, what does that sort of mean for Dylan and Tam?
Well, again, I think I said it in the spring, is that everybody on the roster competes. I mean, you're in the NFL. I mean, equal reps doesn't mean you're not going to compete. Obviously, you don't have as many opportunities. You got to take advantage of the opportunities that you get. But you never know how it's going to go at any position. Minor injuries are a part of training camp. So guys go down, their shoulder's a little sore, and Dylan comes in, someone comes in and plays well, or another position. Again, we have to divide the reps up according to the depth chart. In a perfect world in camp, me personally, I would prefer that ones get 50%, the twos get 33%, and the threes get 17%, and somewhere the other guys got to fill in. Can you always count on that? No. And so the more those guys you start to see them with the ones, then you can kind of anticipate they're our starters.
When we're taking the pass rush, obviously Jared versus new here, and then you have Alex Wright looking to step up and take a big role here, but the rotation of guys that come after them, how important is this training camp to kind of identify the depth pieces there on the ends and then also that exterior?
Sure. I mean, first of all, I'm excited once we get the pads on, because we spent all spring without pads on, and that's really, you get an opportunity to evaluate the offensive line first in terms of where we're at, which is going to be a critical component in everything we want to do offensively, and then obviously up front and seeing those guys. Obviously, I got a lot of respect for Alex Wright, and obviously Isaiah McGuire, Julian, and then our interior guys that are super explosive off the ball. So I'm excited to see them all rep.
Todd,
Todd, I guess a similar question to the quarterbacks there, but the O-line, I mean, how quickly do you want things figured out there to be in the best spot?
Be great. Be great. The sooner the better. But again, the players will determine that. I mean, obviously we brought in 3 highly regarded free agents. We anticipate those guys starting for us, but that is still to be determined. We're not at the first game yet, and then we'll see Spencer, Austin, and Parker, the rookies, along with the guys that have come back that were on the roster previously.
Todd, could you clarify how much hitting you anticipate doing this camp? And do you tackle to the ground at all?
No, we won't tackle the ground. We won't go to the ground. We'll thud. We're not going to bring anybody to the
Will
ground.
you utilize all 16 padded practices?
I don't know that. I haven't gone that far ahead. We have really up till Buffalo, and so I don't anticipate that. They allow that, but it is difficult to get all those in leading up till then, but I'd never say never.
Todd, big news for you guys yesterday with the extension of Denzel Ward. How do you feel about having one of your team leaders and best players, in the fold and wrapped up like that?
Well, I mean, first off, one of the elite players in the NFL, well deserved, and at this point, which is really cool, is you get paid for what we anticipate to get. Nobody pays somebody for what they've done. You're still anticipating that he's going to play at a high level, which I see nothing that will stop him from still being at an elite level. And I'm happy for him. To continue to play at a high level and always be a Cleveland Brown, being from here, I think it's really cool. I think, I was fired up for him. He had a big smile on his face yesterday. It's been something that I know Andrew's been working on, and I know we're fired up.
When you were the offensive coordinator with the Ravens, planning to play the Browns, how did you scheme with Denzel Ward in mind?
Well, first of all, it became a little more difficult when we added Tyson, right? So it made it a little bit different. And there's been times where we played the Browns where Denzel's been banged up, so it hasn't always been when he's been out there. But I think you do have to be careful in terms of he's got unbelievable tracking speed and can play the ball in the air. And his ability to break on the ball, so you can't be late with your throws. I think you got to be careful down the field because he's going to track it and he's going to compete. Those were the things that, that we were, I would say afraid of, but obviously had to be, leery of because of his speed to be able to track the ball.
What's the thought process of only one joint practice day with Buffalo?
Well, I think it's gotten to that with all teams. I think most teams now end up with one practice, end up going a day early, or they come a day early. And I would guess that probably it's because, I don't know what percentage of it, but it always felt like the second day is when all the fights started. Guys get pissy the day before, and then the night meetings, and you start huffing and puffing, and you go back the next day, and it's like, if you've seen the movie Slapshot when the Hanson brothers drop the gloves, it's like, shit, the national anthem started, and you're already fighting. It's like, you're already telling them, be careful. So I think it's gotten to that a little bit, to where you just go one practice. We would have liked to have practiced with the Bears. It just didn't work out with them. We would have liked to have gone, we're going to go a day early and have dinner up there, but it didn't work out.
Todd, you didn't get to see a lot of, or I'm not sure any of Harold Fannin during the offseason program, but that's all running around last week. So how does he look for you, and do you feel like he's going to be a focal point of what you're trying to do?
Oh, yeah. Looked really good last week. And he's still a young player, still a developing player. But what a great mindset. Wants to be better, works awfully hard. You guys have seen him. One thing I didn't know that I saw last year is his yards after contact. Like, I didn't see that in Bowling Green. Maybe I didn't study it hard enough. I don't know. I didn't see that. And then, man, is he hard to tackle. As he develops his route running skills, I wouldn't say he's a matchup guy yet. That's not. I think he's going to continue to develop as a blocker. But I think you get him the ball, and I think he's a hard guy to bring down. I think he's a powerful, powerful man, and only going to get better.
Good. One down.
That's it. All right.